I am sure gonna need your help on this one. Hey everybody, it's your girl Jodie from Slow Compass Life, and I'm here today to talk about packing, what I am bringing, the struggles that I'm having, and everything in between. So let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is what I am packing and what I'm using to pack all those items in. So I sometimes tend to be an overpacker, overthinker of things. So I really struggled with this trip that we're starting out on, being gone for 9 months when we're usually gone for about 2 weeks at a time. But I think I've got down what I am bringing, what I'm taking. What we did initially look for was some kind of compression bags or, packing bags. So it did help me a little bit, but they're pretty stuffed. But these bags are pretty hefty. So we went onto our wonderful shopping spot, Amazon, and found these compression bags. They're by Bagale, I believe, if I've saying that correctly. We're gonna have all this linked in this video. So if you wanted to look at them yourselves, purchase them, that would help you out. But they work pretty well. Average, compression bag. You have your zipper. They open up like a suitcase. You open up the other zipper and that makes the bag a little bit larger. You put all your items in. And I was really surprised on how much it did fit. So this one here, these are my husband's bag. They come in a set of 6. And I was able to fit quite a lot in here, and I was really, really surprised. So as I was able to fit 2 pairs of shorts, 1 pair of jeans, 3 very light, comfortable, flowable type pants that I can kind of wear in the spring and the summer, 1 skirt, and 1 light sweater. I was very pleased. And then in the other 5, I've kind of organized them just a little bit. So in 1 bag, I have all of my tops and then a light jacket. So I've brought about 6 outfits. And then I have other things that I can either layer on top of that when it's a little bit chillier, or take things off, or wear not as much light tank top, stuff like that for the summertime, and obviously wear my shorts and stuff like that. So I have brought 3 outfits for working out in. So we do work out on a regular basis, so I knew I was going to have several of those items, because if we do it every day, then we don't have to do laundry every day. 2 pairs of pajamas. Obviously one of the bags is full of personal items, the undergarments, stuff like that. So I was able to fit everything in here pretty well with socks and other items as well. 1 bag that tend to be a little bit bigger here. These are the ones that actually have my pajamas. I have 2 swimsuits, a swimsuit cover, and then the workout gear as well. So I was pleasantly surprised that it actually fit all in here. And then the bag that I have to have in there is kind of like my toiletry bag. So I really did struggle with this. I am a makeup girl, skincare girl. I try all the products, and I have some of my favorites that I must bring with me, because I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna be able to find something or find that particular item overseas just yet. I have done a little bit of searching, and I could potentially buy certain things, but potentially could not buy certain things. So I wanted to make sure that I had a few good months of items that I use every day that I like, and so that way I can use them. And then while we're there, maybe I can look for something that's a little bit more comparable that I'll be able to wear that I like as well. But for bulkier items like our shampoos and conditioners and body wash, we're gonna wait till we get there and purchase those there. Another bag that I did find was for shoe bags. So I did find these really, really nice bags. They came in a set of 4, I believe. They're from JJ Power off of Amazon. So they do fit my size 7 shoes. So I'm taking 2 bags, and then my husband is taking 1. I have a few more shoes than he does, but this one does carry my workout shoes pretty well. And in the second bag, I was able actually to fit 4 pairs of really light, thin sandals. I am a huge sandal girl, so I could not decide on which ones to bring, so I decided on the 4. But we won't tell my husband about that one. The other thing I need to have is my straightener for my hair, and then kind of like a round blow dryer brush. So I do have a Dyson I got a few years ago for Christmas for my husband, but doing some research on the Dyson, if you take it overseas, it is not gonna work, and you're gonna blow it out, and then it's ruined. Another thing, my straightener, I actually really like this straightener. And funny story, a few years ago, when we went to Rome, I had my ordinary straightener with the converter and everything. And then when I went to use it, it just went pop and it broke, and I was not able to use it. And I was like, no, what am I gonna do? So I actually set out and I found a straightener with the plug for Europe. So it actually only works in Europe. I can't use it here, but it's a really good one. What I actually found was, make sure that when you are looking for stuff like this to bring overseas, especially in Europe, you want to make sure that it's dual voltage. Very easy. If you put dual voltage hair straightener, curling iron, anything on Amazon, a lot of items will actually come up with the product itself for an American plug, but then came with the little adapter so that you can change it to either a European plug or actually even a UK plug. But do keep in mind, if something does happen, you're gonna be able to find these type of items over there. Funny how I found mine was actually in the train station. So those pretty much are the packing cubes for the shoes, for the clothes. So I've squeezed everything I can in there, and I'm hoping I don't want to add anything else to it, but you never know. Another thing that I am struggling with is, what am I gonna do with my hair? So I am someone who dyes my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. I do it myself because it can get really, really expensive. So to save a little bit of money, I started doing my own hair, dyeing it, stuff like that. So I am bringing about 3 months worth of hair dye and a little bit of products to be able to put that into my hair, so I can do it myself for a few months until I start feeling comfortable getting out there and maybe finding somebody. And then my other thing is my supplements. So I actually got this tip from Jill from Our Retirement Reinvented. So she had bought all these little baggies and put her supplements for one for each day. So I kind of took that tip, purchased the little baggies. I got mine off of Amazon and started putting everything in there for a 9-month supply. I am taking one checked bag and I'm also taking one carry-on. I know that's probably not very minimalist, but it's gonna work for me. If there are any other tips out there from you all that maybe help me to maybe lessen that one bag, I'd really appreciate it, or take that into advice. Crazy story, a few years ago while we were traveling, when we got off the airplane, we went through customs, we were walking to the baggage claim itself, and a little bit of ways, I noticed an older lady take a bag off of the conveyor belt and start walking towards the door. I looked at my husband and I was like, I think that's my bag. So he ran up to her, and yes, she was taking off with my bag. So ever since that happened, we do keep air tags in our suitcases. And the last thing that I wanted to talk to you all about today was the backpacks that we'll be taking with us. We will be carrying the Osprey backpacks, the daylight backpacks. We're really excited about these. I have never owned a backpack. Oh, and don't you love the color? So I have never owned a backpack that actually opens up like a suitcase. And to be honest with you all, I did not even know that this was a thing. Always have a backpack on me when we travel, and when I need to get something out, as soon as we get onto the airplane, those items would always tend to fall to the bottom of it, and I'd be digging around trying to find what I need before we need to make sure that we have everything stowed away. So when I saw that this open side suitcase, I was like, we have to have these. Where has this been all my life? I guess I was not paying attention. I keep my headphones in here, my chargers. I have some adapters and chargers I'll be able to use over in Europe. I keep items in here just in case we need some type of medications. I also have a rain jacket in here and a very tiny umbrella. This has so much room. I'm gonna be able to fit more stuff in here. It'll fit a nice size water bottle on both sides of the backpack. So you got this really stretchy material right here on both sides. So there you have it. This is exactly what I'm packing. Once again, if you have any tips that might be able to help me a little bit better, I'd really appreciate them. I am so ready to go, ready for this trip. And as always, wherever your compass leads, may it take you somewhere unforgettable. Somehow it all fits.